So, do you slowly wake up, from your dreams? Or are you still fast asleep? Huh? Well, did you figure out what is important in your life? Huh? What do you want? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? She doesn't understand. I'm in the background noise here. Can't you turn up a little bit the volume, huh? It's not really. You can turn up the volume. Where are the loudspeakers anyway? Isn't there any technical person here? Can you hear now? Yeah. Why don't you do it in the first place? Of course there's more echo. So what do you want to do with your life? Huh? You want to wait until you die? Waste your time? Huh? Eat. Number one pleasure, huh? Sleep. Watch TV. Waiting until we die. And then wake up again, huh? Either in hell or in the ghost realm, until we come back as human beings. Then eat, drink, sleep, die. No? Doesn't sound good? Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, then keep the 5 precepts. Yeah? Not harming any living being, not taking what is given, no sexual misconduct, no harmful speech, no lies, no alcohol, no drugs. Yeah? If you want to make the next life better, or want to find the way out, the gate, open the gate to the deathless, then you have to develop the virtue of generosity. Why do we have to open the gate of generosity? It is easier to let go of material things than to let go of one's own views, opinions, thoughts, ideas. They are much closer to us than any kind of material things. Learn to live frugal. 3 pair of clothes, 2 pair of shoes, 1 handbag. Develop respect. Not only the people that we like, that's easy to respect. Respect means respecting anybody, even our biggest enemy. He deserves our respect because he's a human being. No? Even if you don't like him. You don't have to like what he's doing. That is not respect. People, always get it wrong, think that respect and likes are the same thing. No, there are different things. Respecting a person, for being a human being, yeah? Being respectful, yeah? Not looking down on him. Yeah? You don't have to look up to him, yeah? But respecting him as a human being, yeah? Being cordial to him, yeah? That's what is called respect, yeah? I mean, he has his good sides, otherwise he wouldn't be born as a human being, yeah? Every one of us comes to this world, because of greed and hate, yeah? Because of evil and good. Huh? Don't think that you don't have any evil within you, huh? There's evil, yeah? Otherwise you wouldn't be born, huh? You don't like to admit it, yeah? I understand that, yeah? But each one of us, yeah? Otherwise we wouldn't be born, yeah? Neither in the heavenly realm, nor in the human realm, nor in the lower realms, yeah? The way, to overcome good and evil, is the way of practice, yeah? And for that we need these three virtues: the virtue of generosity, the virtue of respect, and the virtue of gratitude. Being grateful for what is given, even if you don't like it. It's because of your own doing, yeah? You have to understand karma. Whatever you do unto others, others will do unto you. And whatever is done unto you right now is what you have done unto others. Be it good or be it bad, yeah? Just say hello, yeah? Now you come, yeah? I have to accept you. Yeah? And it's not easy, yeah? Most of the time it's not easy. We want to blame somebody else, yeah? But we have to learn that, yeah? We have to learn to accept, whatever is given to us, be it good or be it bad, yeah? Because it's of our own doing, yeah? We have to learn to be responsible. We have to learn to become human beings, yeah? We're just like children, like to play, without bearing the responsibility of our own actions, yeah? Human beings, have a sense of responsibility. Human beings also are conscious of what they are doing, are self-aware, yeah? Knowing what they're doing, huh? Knowing why they're doing it, and knowing what kind of effects it has on themselves and on others. That's what makes us human, yeah? Otherwise we can't call ourselves human beings, yeah? We're just robots, yeah? Or zombies, whatever you like, yeah? Following our desires, that's what I like about zombies, they're just after their desire. Huh? In the movies they only have one desire, but the human race is different, they have many desires. Everybody follows only his desires, that's why I call them zombies. Huh? That's what we normally do, we wake up in the morning and we follow our desires, yeah? Until we go to sleep. The next morning we follow again our desires, we never question. We never ask ourselves, why? Why I'm doing this, huh? This question never pops up. Or the question, what the hell am I doing in this body? Huh? Why am I in this body? Huh? What brought me? That is just like waking up from a deep sleep, yeah? What am I doing in this body, yeah? What I'm doing in this world, yeah? For the body is not us, huh? So before we can even go, the path of Sila, Samadhi, Panna, the path that leads to the end of dukkha, yeah? We have to develop these virtues, yeah? And then we have to start, yeah, training just like if you want to be a human being, the 5 precepts, yeah? Keeping them from now on. No exception made. Huh? If you're serious, on finding, the way out, yeah, then from now on, there is not the slightest single, yeah, thing that you can do against the 5 precepts. Keep them, yeah. So you better zip up your mouth, huh? Because that's where a lot of evil things come out, yeah? Huh? And be careful, be careful about the work that you're doing, yeah? That you don't inflict harm on other people, yeah? We have to learn how to be a little bit uncomfortable, yeah? I mean, yes, it is warm, getting warm, yeah? So sit down. Huh? Discomfort is dukkha. It's the first noble truth. Huh? I mean, what did you do 50 years ago? There were no air conditioners, huh? So that is the first thing, you keep the 5 precepts, yeah? And of course, as I said before, you learn to, to develop these 3 virtues. You need them, yeah? Generosity, why do you need it, yeah? I told you, it is easier to let go of material things than to let go of oneself, yeah? Let go of one's own ideas, one's own thoughts, opinions, views, and, yeah. It's a good training, yeah? Respect, if you can't respect the Dhamma, if you can't respect the teacher, yeah? I mean, how can we even progress on the path, yeah? And if we are not grateful for what is happening to us on the path, we cannot appreciate it, yeah? All these things that are given to us, the person, who gets into the Samadhi the first time, tears are running down because of his happiness or of his joy, yeah? And that's a normal reaction, yeah? We long so much, our heart longs so much for peacefulness, yeah? And then it happens, and then we are overcome by joy, yeah? So these things are necessary. And then we start the difficult path of Samadhi, yeah? Training the mind to be on one point, yeah? Always bringing it back, yeah? Not letting it go out. What is happening in the world, what is happening around me, we are not interested. We are only interested in what is happening within ourselves, yeah? All day long, yeah? If you really are intent, yeah? If you really intend on wanting to find the way out, yeah? Training Samadhi, yeah? Getting into Upachara Samadhi or Access Samadhi, yeah? Where there is no more I, where there is no more worries, where there is no more fear, where there is no more loneliness, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? Just to rest there for a while. And all what it takes is to put our mind back to the same point, be it the breath at the tip of the nose, or be it the Buddha, or the Dhamma or Sangha, whatever word you choose, yeah? All what it takes. And why don't we do it? So difficult. Mind always goes out. Or there's pain, or there's restlessness, or there's boredom, or there's tiredness. And we don't like to fight it. Yeah? We don't like to fight boredom. We don't like to fight, restlessness. We don't like to fight tiredness. Yeah? That's why we give up. We so easily give up on happiness. But when we think, we can buy happiness with some money, we work very hard. Huh? The new handbag or the new clothes, we work so hard for it, And we think it makes us happy, yeah? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, yeah? Until we show it to our friends, and they become envious of it, Huh? and then our happiness is gone. Yeah? Strange kind of happiness, no? No, Samadhi is there, to rest the mind and to find happiness and peacefulness, yeah? And I mean, it is a happiness and peacefulness that you can't even imagine, to find in the world, yeah? I mean, that's, the Lord Buddha said that's where we should rest, we should bath in it. Huh? I mean, he talked about the jhanas, but it's pretty much the same thing, yeah? Upachara Samadhi, yeah? We should bath in it, we should really, I mean, just like you take a long bath, you feel relaxed, yeah? And that's the same thing, yeah? Bath in it, enjoy it, let the whole body, relax, yeah? And when you come out, you feel energized, yeah? And concentrated. And then you can start do the work, yeah? Just like, you go every day to sleep, yeah? To rest the body so that the body can work the next day, yeah? When the body is tired, you rest it again, yeah? I mean, you need the Samadhi, otherwise you can't do the work, yeah? Of cutting down the fetters, yeah? It's not an option. I told you before, it's not an option, Samadhi. And yet I know, it's so difficult. It's so easy, it's so easy to explain. Yeah? Huh? When the mind goes out, bring it back to the tip of the nose or bring it back to the Buddha. That's all. That's all. Yeah? It's too simple. Yeah? We like it complicated, yeah? We like it so complicated, so that we have to crack the solution with our mind. Yeah? That's why we like to read, the suttas or, the commentaries of the suttas or even, yeah? Some people, love the Abhidhamma that is completely incomprehensible for most of the human beings. I mean, a human being doesn't have the sati, to see all these 1,000 mind moments, that happen within the blink of an hour. Yeah? Who sees it, so why do we bother reading it? Huh? We love it because it is so complicated. And then we can imagine so many things. Yeah? Yet the most simple thing that leads us to happiness, we can't do it. Yeah? We can't do the most simple thing. Yeah? Just putting our attention always back to the Buddha, bring it back to the breath, knowing the breath, yeah? Huh? And getting a rest. Yeah? And then Panna, yeah? Sila, Samadhi, Panna. That is the path that leads to the end of dukkha. Yeah? Panna is investigation. And what do we investigate? The things that we are. And who are you? Huh? I mean, think about, when you meet another person, when you want to describe, the other person asks you, who are you, what do you think, what you want, what is your life, It is always within 5 realms, yeah? The realm of the body, yeah? The realm of feeling, the realm of thoughts, the realm of memories, yeah? And consciousness. Yeah? Is there something else, that is outside of these 5 groups, that you call I, mine, and me? Huh? And body is the biggest one, yeah? That's why you dress up, I mean, that is the, what you say, this is the thing, people see, yeah? That's why you dress it up, yeah? It's a sign, it's a board sign of a shop, yeah? When people see the board sign, they think, that's interesting, let's go in, yeah? Or if they see it, it's not so nice, then they don't want even to have contact. Yeah? So our body is that board sign. Yeah? And that's why we polish it up, and we forget, about that there is an owner of this board sign. Yeah? And the owner is the citta. Yeah? We all do, we work all day long, we work for this body. Yeah? To house it, to feed it, to put it to sleep. I mean, why do we go for work? Huh? Huh? Why do we look for a job? Huh? To earn some money? Huh? What do we spend the money on? Housing the body? feeding the body, yeah? Clothing the body, yeah? And getting it some medicine if it's sick. Huh. Very amusing, huh? That's what we do, 95%, some people 98%, of their time. They never look after, they never think about it, because everybody around them does the same thing, yeah? They get old enough, then they get children, they get a family, they never think, yeah? No? They're caught up, because everyone around us, does the same thing, yeah? That's why it's so important, for religion to have monks, representatives of this religion that we see every day. But you are out of luck, Malaysia is out of luck. The Western world is out of luck. There are no monks running around, yeah? Thailand, wherever you go, every village, yeah? In the morning you see the monks on Pindapat, on Armstrong. You're always reminded there's something else, yeah? There's another way. What do you think the Lord Buddha, what made him go out? Yeah? He saw the sick person, he saw the poor person, yeah? He saw sickness, he saw death. Yeah? And then the last sign was a samana. And he thought, that's interesting. Why is there a samana? Why is there a recluse? What are they looking for? Huh? That made him think. If he wouldn't have seen a samana, he probably would have never left his palace. Huh? So there were always recluses that reminded us there's something else in this life. Yeah? But in our civilization, in Malaysia, in the West, we don't have these recluses anymore. We used to have them in Christianity, there were monks, but most of the monks were living in their monasteries, yeah? The Lord Buddha knew why he told the monks, to go on Pindapat. Not to a monk is not allowed to grow his own food. A monk is not allowed to cook. A monk has to be dependent on the lay people, for the lay people, to always be in contact with monks, to see that there's another way of life, or there's another meaning, yeah, to life. That was his whole idea. So he made the monks, I'm independent on the lay people, yeah. Also for the lay people, of course, to gain some merit, yeah. If the monks, and that's what they did, I think in the 6th century, yeah. Then they started, they thought, all the lay people don't understand the teaching, so we go back in our monasteries, and grow the food, not complying with the laws of the Lord Buddha. And that's how, the Muslim could wipe out, the Buddhist religion in India. In the 11th century, it was very easy, they just had to go to the monastery, destroy the monastery, kill the monks, and then the religion was gone. That is not possible in Thailand, you can kill all the monks, but the lay people still know the religion, yeah? Because they go, they go in the monasteries, yeah? Every day. Bring the food to the monks, yeah? Listen to a sermon, yeah? Every day. Not all of them, yeah? But a few. So you can't destroy the religion, yeah? In this way. And we are deprived of it, yeah? Probably because of our karma. We didn't respect the sasana so much. We didn't respect the Buddhist religion. And that's why we were born, far away from it, yeah? Including myself, yeah? But sooner or later I found it. And then I went to the source, to Thailand. So investigating the 5 groups that we think that we are, yeah? I asked you before, is there anything that you would define as yourself, that is outside of this group, yeah? Actually, all what you need is the four groups, Consciousness is nothing, yeah? Nothing that we are aware of, yeah? It's something very difficult to catch. We would have to have a lot of sati to catch it, yeah? But we would define ourselves as the body, as our feelings, as our thoughts and our memories, yeah? Everybody does that, yeah? And that's what we have to investigate. Yeah? And the Lord Buddha teaches us there are 10 fetters that bind us to the realms of birth and death, yeah? The first fetter is the fetter of doubt, yeah? Doubt that there are other beings, the doubt that there's hell, doubt that there's heaven, yeah? Doubt that there are beings in heaven, doubt that there are beings in hell, yeah? Just like I said, probably was yesterday, the Pope declared that there is no hell, yeah? That is wrong view, yeah? That is so wrong, yeah? But lots of people in the West believe it, there is no hell. They think the hell is on earth and the heaven is on earth, and there are no beings in heaven and there are no beings in hell, yeah? So that they have completely, cut themselves off, from the liberty of going the path to the end of dukkha. It's the first fetter, that binds most of the people. They don't believe it, yeah? Most of the Westerners don't believe in ghosts or don't believe in devas, yeah? They don't exist. I can't see them, so they don't exist, yeah? Makes us very stupid. And, of course, the doubt that there is karma. Do we really believe it that there is karma? We hear it, we believe it, but when it comes back to us, we don't want to believe it. Huh? There is karma, yeah? And we create every moment with our intention, we create karma every moment, yeah? The karma of thought, every thought, is karma. Every thought that we have creates karma. Huh? Every word that we have creates karma. Every action that we do creates karma. Wow! Lots of karma that we accomplish, yeah? Lots of karma. So that's why we have to be extremely careful of what we're doing, what we're saying, yeah? And what we're thinking, yeah? No? So the best thing, the best way is, just keep to your Buddha, yeah? Keep to the breath and don't say anything. If you don't have to. Yeah? And that's the most difficult thing for us to do, yeah? Not to say anything. Yeah? There's nothing worse, than two people together not talking to each other. We can't bear this tension. Huh? Try it out. Two people, for 5 minutes sitting together quietly, somebody has to speak up. We can't bear that. Yeah? So difficult. Yeah? So, karma. Yeah? So that is the first fetter. And this fetter binds most of the beings. Yeah? Yeah? Nearly all of the beings. Yeah? Especially in the Western Hemisphere, that's 99%, yeah? They don't believe in heaven or hell, yeah? They certainly don't believe in karma, yeah? So good karma, creates good results, yeah? Bad karma creates bad results. And whatever we do, will come back to us sooner or later, yeah? That what we sow, that we'll reap, yeah? Jesus said it, but still, the West doesn't believe it. Yeah? They think, they have only one life. Yeah? Good Lord, yeah. They will be completely amazed when they die, and the beings of hell, drag them into hell, yeah. Oh, I believed in God, I must go to heaven, yeah. They say, no. You cannot abolish your sins, that you have done, yeah. Anyway, so that is the first fetter that binds us to the realm of birth and death. Yeah? What is the second fetter? Yeah, the second fetter is also, keep not keeping the 5 precepts. That's the second fetter. Yeah? I mean, I know there's other interpretation around in this world, especially in the English-speaking world, and it's called, not fiddling with precepts and rites and rituals, something like that. Yeah, that's what? What? Yeah, rites and rituals. Yeah, but not indulging, something like that. Yeah, that's completely wrong. Yeah, it's called Sila Pata Paramasa, and Sila is the 5 precepts. So how does it get to rites and rituals? Yeah? I mean, we do all the time rites and rituals. Yeah, and that's not a hindrance. Yeah. You shouldn't only do it, because that can become a hindrance. Yeah? Praying to the Lord Buddha, I mean, that's not useful, yeah? Sila Pata Paramasa, that's the second fetter. Yeah? HT, are you uncomfortable, huh? You don't want to face the truth of dukkha, huh? I see you, even if you try to hide. Huh? There's dukkha, and we have to face up to it. Yeah? And turning on the air conditioner just makes it very noisy, and people are not able to understand clearly. And it is important to understand clearly what I'm talking about. Yeah? So the second fetter is fiddling with the precepts, yeah? Worrying about our precepts, yeah? Keeping them, not keeping them, keeping them, not keeping them, and then worry about that, yeah? Oh, yesterday I went against the precept. Oh, I'm such a bad person. Oh, because I went yesterday, it doesn't really matter if I go against it today as well, huh? That's a problem. That's the second fetter, and lots of people are caught up in this second fetter. If we went against the precepts, we acknowledge it, and tell ourselves, from today on, I will keep the precepts. Finished, over. Worrying about it doesn't help us. Worrying is the way of the kilesas, to keep us under the rule. Yeah. Why to worry about it? Either you keep it or not keep it, Huh? Constantly worrying, yeah? That makes us more gullible, to fall into the trap of the kilesas, yeah? To break it again and again and again, yeah? If you break the precepts, 3 times, you think, it's useless, just forget about it, huh? That's what people normally think, yeah? And that comes because of worry. No. I mean, from today on, we don't fall, We don't fall for that. I mean, we just keep the precepts, yeah? 5 precepts, yeah? When we are in a monastery, we keep the 8 precepts. So that is the second fetter, yeah? And the third fetter is the fetter, that has to do with the body. Yeah. We believe that we are the body. Right? Yeah? So how do you get rid of the fetter if you're so smart? Huh? It's the understanding that we are not the body. Yeah? And that is the first stage, of body contemplation. We have to understand that we are not the body. I mean, the easiest way would be, for us, for our chitta to go outside of the body, and look at the body and see that we are not the body. That would be the easiest way, but nobody can do it. So, I mean, hardly anybody can do it. So we have to do that, So we have to follow the simile, that the Lord Buddha gave about the card. Yeah? If you disassemble a card into its bits and pieces, where's the card? Yeah? There's the planks, there's the wheel, there's the axle, and there's this. There are the nuts and there are the bolts. Where's the cart? There's no cart. When you put it together, then there's a cart. And you do the same thing with the body. Yeah? You cut off your hand, you look at the hand and then put it in front of you. Yeah? You can put it, orderly, side by side, this hand, or you can do it very slowly, finger, all these fingers. Cut them off, yeah? So that you feel it's off, yeah? Not just imagine it to put it out. Because if you put it out, it has to be there and it cannot be here anymore. That's the same idea, as going out of the body. Instead of going out of the body, we take the body out. Huh? Yeah? And chop it up, and put it there. Yeah? And if you do that, if you look at all the body parts, yeah, then where's the chitta? Yeah? Who is sitting there? If all the body parts are there, who is sitting here? Who is observing that? Yeah? And you do that 100 times, or 1,000 times, or 1,000,000 times until it clicks, until you really see the disconnection. And it only happens for a second. There's a disconnection, you suddenly realize, there's a realization coming up, yeah? That you're not the body. That is breaking the third fetter. Yeah? And then you still need to go into Appana Samadhi in order to break it all loose. Yeah? Sometimes the Appana Samadhi comes through investigation or through realization, but most of the time it doesn't come. Yeah? So you break all these three fetters, you cut them loose, but they are not cut off yet. But once you go into Appana Samadhi, they will completely be cut off. Yeah? And when you come out of Appana Samadhi, or the path moment, yeah, then it's called Magga. Yeah? Then you can enter the stream. And you see the importance of Samadhi, huh? Yeah? There's no option to it, yeah? Of course, some people, their investigative, state is so great, that they can also, through investigation, reach Appana Samadhi. But hardly anybody, yeah? Because we have to be clear, the mind has to be absolutely clear. It has to be absolutely undistracted, yeah? Not distracted, yeah? From the things that he observes, yeah? And that's the same thing for Samadhi, yeah? So that's a way, to enter Sotapanna, to enter the stream. Yeah? Pretty simple, yeah? No much magic. There's no magic to it, there's just a simple task, yeah? And then we start body investigation again, yeah? The body investigation won't be over, yeah? And then we look at the loathsomeness of the body, or Asubha practice. Or you can start a super practice, and then just go to the third stage of enlightenment, yeah? And do the Asubha practice, yeah? Open up the body, yeah? Close your eyes, take a, razor blade, and go down, and yeah, see. That's exactly what should happen, yeah? Yeah? And then you see, then you see the blood dripping off, huh? And then you start to pull, you start to pull your skin away, yeah? And to see what is inside. Yeah? And then you get sick, yeah? You want to throw up, yeah? Because what you see is not something that you like to see. Yeah? You always should be very clear and very concentrated, yeah? It requires concentration, yeah? Yeah, after you do, and normally, yeah? I warn you, if you really do a super practice, you will get, not within the super practice, you might get sick, That is one thing, yeah? And then it shows you it works, yeah? But you will get irritation afterwards, yeah? Anger will come up very easily afterwards, yeah? So if you have a husband at home, or a wife at home, or children, you will let go of the anger at these people. Yeah? And you shouldn't do that, because that's not the point of the practice. The point of the practice of Asubha is to bring up this anger so that we can learn to deal with it. To see where it's coming from. We see something that we dislike, yeah? And the anger comes up. You know that from your daily life, yeah? You see somebody doing something that you don't like, and anger comes up. You never be able to deal with this kind of anger, but here you're in a controlled situation where you do a super practice, and then the anger comes up, and then you can learn how to deal with the anger. Take the heat of the anger, see, let your heart, feel it. That means, like I said, with any kind of feeling, you have to accept it. No matter what kind of feeling. Is it greed? Is it greed? Then feel the heat of the greed, yeah? But don't give in, yeah? That's a key, Don't give in. Don't let it out, yeah? Don't follow it, yeah? It's the same with the anger. Don't give in, don't let it out, don't follow it. Just accept it, yeah? Just like you breathe in. Just think about, it's a nice perfume that you breathe in, yeah? So breathe in the anger, yeah? And see what it is. Show your heart what it is. Because the practice is all about showing the heart, yeah? When sometimes I say, rip open your heart and tell it, you see what you're doing, huh? And it says no. And then you have to show it again. And it says yes. And once it says yes, it's over. Yeah? As long as it doesn't understand it, the heart won't let go. So you have to show it and show it and show it to the heart, until it lets go. Yeah? That's why I said, the day before, you can't let go. Because the heart, the heart has its own way of letting go, but you can't make the heart let go. You can make the mind let go of things, not giving in, but you can't make the heart let go. The heart has to see that it does something wrong, that it does something that, causes a lot of pain and dukkha. And once the heart really understands that it causes itself dukkha, then it instantly lets go, without any further questions asked. But we lost our connection to the heart because we're all up in our mind. So how can we tell the heart to do something, if you don't have any communication? That's why we have first to calm the mind completely, until there's nothing anymore in our mind, yeah? Until the heart is completely clear, and then the heart can see. Yeah? If you look out there, there's a curtain, as long as there's a curtain, you don't see what is outside. Yeah? You have to pull up this curtain, and then show yourself, what is outside. Yeah? And that's the same thing with the curtain, that avijja laid over our heart, yeah? So it can't see. Yeah? You understand? Yeah? And that's it, Asubha, that's the practice of Asubha, yeah? Seeing the loathsomeness of the body, yeah? You can start with simple things, like I said, the first day, I just look at your hair, yeah? When you comb your hair, when you wash your hair, it's nice, it's beautiful. When your hair falls into the soup or into the meal, you don't like it, you find it disgusting. Once you washed your hair and it falls into the drainage, you don't even like to touch it anymore. It's so disgusting. Yeah? It's the same with your nails. You polish your nails, you cut your nails, you file your nails down. Think, oh, they are so beautiful. Yeah? And then you cut them off. Yeah? And then put them next to your table, and you find them disgusting. Why? The skin, the skin that comes off. You like it? You like to eat it? You like to touch it? Why not? When it is here, oh, it's nice, it's beautiful, yeah? All the skincare products, huh? Make our skin soft and smooth and so on, yeah? But the moment it comes off, we find it disgusting. You don't take your skin care products, and rub them on the skin, that falls off your body, huh? The same thing, yeah? I mean, the food that goes into the body you don't like to see when it comes out, huh? So there's a great misconception here, yeah? Everything that goes in or on the body is nice and beautiful. Everything that comes out of the body is disgusting. No, you don't have to. People in the West say, I don't want to make my body disgusting. You don't have to make the body disgusting. You find it disgusting. Just by these simple examples, yeah? You don't like to touch your shit. Actually, it would be quite interesting. It's soft and warm, yeah? Huh? You like to touch soft and warm things, yeah? Imagine, just imagine, you have a very nice pillow, where you always put your head on it. It's specially soft and it is nice and warm. And then somebody tells you to open it up. And said, why should I open it up? It's nice and soft, yeah? And then he insists on opening it up. And then he insists even more until you say, okay, let's open it up. And it is full of warm shit. Would you sew it together, and put your head on it? Huh? No. You would put it on 2 fingers, and put it in the trash can. Now open your body and you see the same kind of shit in there? Huh? You sew it up, and said, oh, it's nice and beautiful. Huh? That's the realization that we get through Asubha practice. Yeah? To see, the disgusting nature of the body. Yeah? That something, is... Yeah? I don't understand.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Okay, I got it. No, one time I was practicing. Oh, that's too loud. Okay, one time I was practicing Asubha about skeleton.
Yeah.
And I managed to get, I don't know, I was lying down and I see a skeleton of myself.
Yeah.
It's the same action as what I'm doing. So it's just a skeleton.
Yeah.
That's all. Then stop there.
Why did you stop? It's actually quite funny, yeah?
It's quite funny. It's just means I'm make up of skeleton, that's all.
It's very difficult for me to really understand. Yeah, through the echo.
Oh,
yeah.
Just hold on. I think that don't have the mic.
Well, what is the question?
The question is, means when I contemplate the skeleton, it didn't come straight away, But it happens that I was lying down, and then the skeleton just appeared in front.
It can happen. Yeah, it can happen. But you have to do it. When you do a Asubha practice, you have to get it each time. That's the practice of Asubha, yeah? And not only a skeleton, then next time when you see the skeleton, put some flesh on it. Some fresh flesh. Some bloody flesh. Huh? It's fun, it's fun to watch 2 skeletons, communicate with each other, yeah? Or think about 2 skeletons making love to each other, huh?
So in this case, if these things appear, should I go into further investigation?
Why don't you let me finish my talk?
Sorry.
I mean, the Asubha practice, I mean, it is what I was just talking is, how people, who really cannot go yet into the body, just look, just look at the nature of the body, the things that are outside. I mean, the monks at their ordination are given the 5, hair of the head, hair of the body, the teeth, the nail, and the skin, They're given that for contemplation, for investigation, And then only then you go to the 32 parts of the body that are inside. And you do that. And you do that just like Samadhi practice. I mean, after you did Samadhi, you sit there, and then, you make a tour through the body in whichever object interests you most. It can be the outside object or it can be the inside object. This object you take until you can visualize it with your inner eyes. And then, you can do whatever you want. You can put some fire underneath and see, what it's made of. You can take a sharp knife and slice it up, to understand the nature, Or do whatever you like, but you have to be just like with your Buddha or with the breath, you have to be with the same object all the time. You cannot change the object, I mean, if it's a whole body, then it's a whole body. If it's a part of the body, then it's a part of the body. You have to understand, there are two things, when we do body contemplation. There are two things. The one side is, seeing the Asubha, seeing the ugliness of it, the loathsomeness of it, And that's not difficult. But then, discovering the nature of the body, And then when you see and when you discover the nature of one body organ, you will see also the nature of other body organs. And that is a long process. I mean, it can take lifetimes. Because you've seen it. That probably means you've done it in your previous lives. In one of your previous lives you did body contemplation, and that's why you saw the skeleton. Other people, see their body, they start body contemplation, they see the body floating in front of them, And then they say, let them die, What comes out first, Until it completed, the process completed, To see death, I mean, the Chitta knows death, it has watched so many deaths, I mean, it knows it by heart, All what we need to do is, recall the memory that the Chitta has of the body. Because the Chitta is in the body, it knows the body. How can it not know the body? It knows every organ, it knows the blood vessel, it knows everything. All what we need to do is now getting the memory back of this, recollection and see it with our inner eyes and to see it. So the thing is that you do after you do the dissection of the body and put it here in heaps for you, and then you put it slowly back, and then you put it out again, slowly back, until it clicks, that you're not the body. That is the first realization. But it doesn't cut down on greed and hatred. Greed and hatred, as I said, are rooted in the body, And that's why we have to do the contemplation of loathsomeness of the body. Just like think, half of your hair is in your meal and somebody gives it to eat it to you. Or somebody cuts the fingernails and put it in your meal. You like that? No. See? But you like it to be on your hand, So there's some misconception, And this misconception we have to understand. Why is there parts, that are beautiful, or that we think are beautiful, and why there's, why do we find whatever comes out of the body is disgusting? Is this body a monster that turns everything that is beautiful into something that is disgusting? Think about it. We don't like the things that come out. We don't like the sweat that comes out. We don't even like our spittle. Just make a very simple exercise. Spit in your hand, 5 minutes later. Simple. You have the spittle in your mouth all day long. I mean, it's not very beautiful, but it's not disgusting. But the moment you spit it out and you want to put it back, you find it disgusting. Huh? The younger generation, when they kiss their boyfriend or their girlfriend, they don't mind, exchanging the spittle. Huh? That is something, that we have to consider. Yeah? And then, when you really want to do the Asubha, then cut up cut the body open. Yeah? So you sit down, and you take a razor, razor blade, and then cut it open, from top to bottom, and then slowly remove the skin, and then see what is underneath, and then slowly remove the flesh or whatever is there, or pull out your eyes, and look at them. Huh? It's just body parts. We just realized before that we are not the body, so we can pull it apart. I mean, some people, look in their car, what is it, and then pull the motor apart, to see how it works, and that's what we are doing. And some people just don't even want to open the hood, and see the engine underneath, because it's so dirty. That's why we don't like, we don't like to see it. And then the first time you really open, if you have the opportunity that somebody shows you how to open a real corpse, you either fall unconscious or you throw up. It's a natural reaction, because we instantly associate this body with our body, and then we think, how disgusting, Huh? Just think about the reaction of the Western world, to the exhibition of the body worlds, from one of these, a German professor who plasticized these body parts. And the reaction of the people, oh, how disgusting, But actually it's very beautiful. He preserved it all in plastic, I think you heard of it, you might have heard of it. But he also did some real dissection, with a live audience, and then you could see the faces really drop, Oh. Huh? Yeah, autopsy. And just watching the video, people feel really, sick, And that's exactly what we want, Because this feeling of sick, creates this anger, if you destroy, everybody who has children, or nephews and nieces knows if you take their favorite toy away, they will get angry. So if you start to demolish the favorite toy of the kilesas, they will get really angry and really nasty, And that's the whole purpose, To deal with anger, To learn how to deal with anger, to see the heat of the anger, To overcome anger. Because when the body investigation is finished, there's no more anger. It disappears together with the body. And that's the whole purpose of the body investigation. To understand the nature of the body and to learn how to deal with greed and anger. Once we see the body is just a body, then the investigation is over. And once the investigation is over, we reach the third stage of enlightenment, anagami, non-returner, not coming back to any of the world. He doesn't even like a heavenly body. That is not as disgusting as this one. So we have the advantage. For the heavenly beings, they don't have this, this contemplation of this body. That's why the Lord Buddha said that the human realm is a jumping board. That's where we can jump out of the hamster wheel. Because we really do have this opportunity to see the disgusting nature of the body and to get the anger. Heavenly beings hardly get angry. They have so much joy, why should they get angry? So that's for us, That's why the human realm is a jumping board. So we do the body contemplation, each time, the first thing is we have to visualize it. So visualize the outer parts, either look in the mirror, and then take one part of the body, and then sit down in meditation and visualize that for 1 hour, yeah? And that will take, for people who are not accustomed to it, it can take months until you can even visualize it, before you can even do something with it. It's hard work, yeah? For people who have done it in their previous lives, it comes very easily, yeah? For some people, some meditators who came, it took them 2 days, until they see their body in front of them floating, yeah? And then they burned it, and looked at the burning results, or they drowned it, and looked at the drowning results, and so on, yeah? Because they've done it in previous lives, yeah? But people who have not done it in previous lives, they will have a hard time, yeah? It's worse than, learning Samadhi. It takes more time, yeah? And it's a tough training, and you will feel this irritation coming up, not during the investigation, but after the investigation. So you have to be extremely careful if you're around people, yeah? Because if you let your anger out, there's no point in doing this investigation. The investigation is there to learn how to deal with anger, huh? Not to let it out on other people. They have no part in it. Just because you do your body contemplation, you get angry at somebody else, yeah? And you see it, yeah? You see it a lot in monasteries, yeah? So people have to be extremely careful, yeah? And if you don't get irritated, you're playing around. It has no effect. If you get irritated, if you feel like throwing up, then it has effect. Yeah? Otherwise, you just play around, yeah? And it's not useful. Yeah? So, and that is the stage, and Anagami doesn't come back. Yeah? He still has the higher fetters, yeah? He's still attached to forms, and he's still attached to non-forms, and he's still attached to, to an ego, yeah? Not as strong, as with the body, but he's still attached to an ego, yeah? And then he's still attached to restlessness, and, the last fetter is avijja, yeah? This fundamental ignorance, or the wanting to know and not being able to know, wanting to understand, not being able to understand. That's avijja. Yeah? It's the last master. Yeah? And while he does, while he has to cut the higher fetters, he also has to get rid of delusion. Yeah? And delusion and avijja are not the same thing. Delusion is we are deluded about something, about the reality of this world. Avijja is not really, it's not knowing, yeah? Not knowing the reality. It's nothing about deluded about reality, it's not knowing the reality. Yeah? That is avijja. And it's the will, the desire, it's the wanting. Yeah? That's all within avijja. And to get rid of that, and then you can enter Nibbana. Yeah? But you have to, you have to tackle delusion, Just like greed and hatred are rooted in the body, so is delusion rooted in sanya sankhara, in memory, association, and thoughts. That's where delusion is rooted. So you have to tear them apart, in order to get rid of delusion. But if you can't get rid of delusion, if you still have the problems with the body. Because delusion, is pulling the strings of greed and hate. Whenever you want to get close to delusion, it gives you some likes and dislikes, yeah? It doesn't let you, it doesn't let you advance, yeah? Just like tactical armies, yeah? Huh? The important army, that sends out the troops, is behind it, and they are protected by these two armies of greed and hate, yeah? So whenever somebody wants to attack, they send out greed or hate first, yeah? So is that understood? Huh?